Hey friends, Kristen Jensen here from Protect Young Minds. I'm here with Heidi Olson, and she is a SANE nurse. She is a sexual assault nurse examiner, and let me tell you, I have so much regard for what she does. She is one of the brave soldiers on the front lines of child sexual abuse. So tell us what you do. And some of the things that you've learned since you've been doing this job.
Sure. I am happy to be here. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. So I only work with pediatric victims of sexual assault, so kids 0 through 18. And this is my entire job, is seeing kids who've been sexually assaulted. My hospital is very busy. We see almost 1 to 2 victims every single day. And a lot of people are surprised when they learn that, 1, so many kids are sexually assaulted, but 2, our biggest age range of perpetrators in 2016, 2017, and continuing this year are 11 to 15-year-olds. Those are the kids who are sexually assaulting. So those aren't the victim's age. Those are what we would call the perpetrators, for lack of a better word.
So when you started this job, were you expecting that?
No, not at all.
What did you think?
This phenomenon clicked in my brain. I saw a 5-year-old victim. She was sexually assaulted by her 12-year-old brother. The dad witnessed it, so there was no dispute that it had happened.
Right.
And the parents told me they found pornography on his phone. And it clicked in my mind of course we're seeing all these young kids. They have access to pornography. They're acting out what they're seeing. That's how the human brain is.
Right. Kids are wired to imitate what they see adults do, because that's how they become an adult and figure out how to become an adult. They imitate.
Exactly. So that was shocking. And once it clicked in my mind, I started to realize this was happening all of the time, and continues to happen all the time, which is really concerning.
Yeah. So that's really another huge reason why it's important to start that conversation early about what pornography is, why it's harmful, and what to do to get kids to reject it before they start imitating it. And really, when I started writing Good Pictures, Bad Pictures, it was because, again, of a child-on-child sexual abuse situation in a family where the older brother was using pornography and he was sexually molesting his younger brothers and sisters. So this was years ago, and it's just, becoming a really big issue.
Yes.
Not a lot of people are talking about it.
Yes.
But we are, because we are trying to make sure that your children are protected in every way, and we're not afraid to, tackle the hard things.
Right.
We need to, because we have courage, right?
Yes.
You guys have courage, and because our kids need, us to have courage.
Absolutely.
So what are you doing to figure out, this connection between pornography and child-on-child sexual abuse?
So I think at this point, sort of my goal has been to go back through all of our patients' records where we know the perpetrator was 15 or younger, and really start to look at the correlation between the victim's story and to see if pornography was a factor, if the perpetrator was exposed to pornography. And we're seeing a lot of correlations, whether that's explicitly stated or it's the way that the perpetrator is acting out. So there's certain sexual developmental things that are normal for ages, that are healthy developmental sexual behaviors. A 6 or 7-year-old should not be having sexual intercourse.
Right. But you hear this idea of kids, playing doctor and just kind of looking at each other's private parts, which has been happening since day one, right? But there are certain sex acts that are shown on pornography that you would never expect a young child to know about and to replicate or imitate, and that's what you're seeing.
Exactly. So themes like strangulation, a lot of anal assaults, oral assaults, a lot of the perpetrators filming their assaults and then uploading them, and you can see the way that pornography is really perpetrating these types of behaviors.
Yeah. So what we're finding out is that pornography is the perpetrator.
Yes.
Right? You know,
exactly.
we really can't blame kids.
No.
You know, we can't really blame kids for doing what we've, as a culture, as a society, have allowed them to view.
Exactly.
We can't, and I'm not blaming parents because a lot of us are caught off guard.
Absolutely.
Don't really understand that what's out there and also the effect that it can have on children.
Mm-hmm.
So, pornography is a perpetrator. We need
Yes.
to work to get pornography out of the lives of children.
Yes.
And until that point, we need to warn children so they're not caught off guard and they have someone, a loving parent, to come to talk to them and to help them, you know, through
Absolutely.
through that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, hey, this is what we're all about here at the summit.
It's a heavy topic.
To end sexual exploitation. I know my head's about to explode and there's one more day. Yeah. So, so anyway, we don't want to overwhelm you. We want to educate you so your kids have a much better chance of being safe and protected and secure. So, I hope this has been helpful to you. Share this if you think some other, some other of your friends and family would be interested in learning about this.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, to talk again with another expert. So thank you so much, Heidi.
You're
and
very
thank you for
welcome.
the work that you're doing, because I know it's really hard.
It is
very hard. And I just think she's a saint. Yeah, thumbs up. I just think she's a saint to be able to do this. And I'm so grateful that there are people that are willing to do this job. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.